So my name is Josh Simons. I am the Upward Bound Classic coordinator here at UAFS. I am originally from Sallisaw, Oklahoma, and I graduated here at UAFS in spring of 2018. My experience as a first generation college student, obviously would go back to high school when you're prepping for college. Just all of the FAFSA, the scholarships, the application entries, all of that was just such an unknown for me and my family. I remember sitting down at the computer with my parents and they would look at me and say, "Do you know what this means?" I'm like, "I don't know." "Do you know what this means?" "I don't know." And so we spent a lot of time just trying to figure the system out without a lot of outside resources to help us. So a lot of kind of burned time in that process. Though of course they supported me wholeheartedly. None of us knew what we were doing. But then even once you're in college, understanding that there are resources available and then the language that surrounds them, because colleges and in higher education, there's a lot of like special lingo. There's a lot of acronyms. The FAFSA itself is an acronym that took, I still, I think I say it wrong because I learned it wrong, because my family didn't know. And those were challenges in themselves, just trying to understand what people meant. If I asked for help, the answers I got weren't always in language that I understood. And so not only did I sometimes not know what to ask, I couldn't always understand the answer. And so a big thing for me here at UIFS, especially, was that there were so many staff and faculty that were willing to meet me where I was. It wasn't even meet me halfway. It was to go completely to where I was and help me with the knowledge that I already understood and to build on that and to make sure that I was able to access the resources fully. Out of all of the different people here at UAFS that met me where I was, as a student, as a first generation college student, I would say Nikki Reamer. Dr. Nikki Reamer was my professor and my advisor. She was quick to understand that I was a first generation college student and that things didn't always, like the knowledge of the systems didn't always come naturally to me like it doesn't to so many. And she would always help provide different resources. She would spend extra time with me in advising because that's a technical process. And we're going over class codes and your actual degree plan and those things that are really intimidating to any student, let alone a first generation college student. She was quick to make sure I understood those and that I felt comfortable with it. So it wasn't just doing what I needed to do. She was able to explain it and make me feel good about it, which I think was very key for me as a student. Another one that's really good for me would be Dave Stevens. Dr. Dave Stevens was somebody who changed the entire course of my life from college on, from college to grad school, from college to grad school to my career. Like I can trace it almost all back to Dave in a few instances. When I was a freshman, I was in the campus activities board and I was working an event, and he saw me working the event and I was just, I mean, pretty basic participation, but happy to be there. He came up to me and asked if I wanted to join Cub Camp as a part of the leadership staff, which is Cub Camp is the 3-day extended orientation here at UAFS. And I was like, sure, maybe, don't know what that means. I was still new at getting involved. And when the time came, I did apply. And that was a catalyst in every area of my life, as far as getting me job experience on campus, moving me forward in my major, because I would use projects to cover Cub Camp. And so I was covering stuff that I enjoyed and I was passionate about. And so that drove me in my education. And then it inspired me to want to go into higher education, which took me to my master's, which took me right back here to UAFS to work in Upward Bound. So that moment was very big for me. And if it wasn't for Dave literally going to my station to ask me if I wanted to join that program, I wouldn't be sitting here today. And so for me, becoming a first generation college student and navigating the process a little bit once I was actually in college, and then graduating, it means the world. It means, something for my family. My constant driving factor was I wanted my grandma to get to watch me walk across the stage when I graduated. And so getting to have had that experience and have had her come watch me walk the stage and what all that means for just the family as a whole was, priceless.